And as I say, there's a few other names doing the rounds as well. Craigie says, I'm sure Kevin Muscat deal finishes the next few weeks, but I still say Stevie G's.
That's not correct.
Is that not correct? No,
it's not correct. Kevin Muscat has got over 12 months left on his current deal. I think he's at Shanghai Port, Chinese Super League, and he's contracted to them until the end of next year, I believe.
Wow. Okay.
So there would be a hefty compensation fee involved if it was to be Muscat.
In terms of Gerrard, Daniel, I don't know if Keith will agree. I don't know if the situation's changed that much for Steven Gerrard since the last time we spoke about this. I spoke to somebody this morning, who's kind of close to him, and their view was that nothing had really changed. I mean, his kids are now back at school in Bahrain. I think Jack told the story in the summer about how that was a big factor in terms of moving his family back over. I think one day Steven Gerrard might return to Rangers as manager, but I'm just not sure it's now. I totally understand why a lot of Rangers fans would want him back, and I don't necessarily again think it'd be a bad appointment because he ticks a lot of the boxes that I've just spoken about in terms of being a figurehead, knowing what it takes to win at Rangers, understanding the club, knowing Scottish football. So he ticks all of those boxes, but I'm just not sure the timing is right again for Steven Gerrard. Again, it's up to Rangers and the hierarchy there to go and ask the question. And if you really want someone, then you should go and push the boat out and get them, just like I'm saying about McInnes. But I'm not convinced about the Gerrard thing will happen, even though I understand why he's one of the big favourites.
We actually have a story on Record Sport Online now. It went up just before we come on air. It's from our transfer guru, Scott Burns. He says it's his understanding that Gerrard would have serious reservations about coming back over the state of the Rangers squad. Keith?
I think anybody would. Maybe a lot of people would look at it and say there's some talent in there. And maybe there is some talent in there. Maybe just Russell Martin wasn't capable of organising them and getting it out of them. But yeah, I think that would be a concern. Wow, look what you've done to that place in a very short space of time. And who's going to be in charge of the recruitment in January? Always come back to the same questions, really, doesn't it? But I think with Steven Gerrard, I believe that Scott's probably close to the truth on that one. I don't think there's any great rush for Steven Gerrard to want to get back to Britain in particular just now. I think there's family reasons and financial reasons which make that so. And maybe at some point in the future, it becomes a clearer path. But at this minute in time, I think the same rules would apply, which kind of saw him take himself out of the contention for it in the summer. I'm not sure that he's... Also, what I would say about Steven Gerrard, I'm not sure that if Rangers did go and get him and they persuaded him and they lured him and they said, well, you can do anything, we'll back you at the hilt. I'm not sure you're getting the same Steven Gerrard. I think that Steven Gerrard looks a bit bruised and maybe even a bit jaundiced with some of the experiences that he's had since leaving the position at Ibrox. I'm just not sure that he's got the same hunger and desire. Because if you remember back then, Steven Gerrard thought he was on a trajectory which would catapult him at some point in the very near future into Jurgen Klopp's shoes at Anfield. Yeah. It hasn't happened. The dream hasn't worked out the way that Steven Gerrard thought it was going to. This whole management adventure, he was dead excited, he was motivated for it, he was hungry for it. I don't know if that spark is going to be there. I don't know if you'd be getting the same Steven Gerrard. I think he's maybe been a bit too damaged by what he's experienced, and he's a proud guy. He was a top player. It goes without saying what he achieved as a player. So I'm sure there's an element of ego there, that when you go into management, having carved out the career for yourself that he did on the pitch, well, when you step into the dugout, you're looking to do the same thing, aren't you? And if you can't do it, then I just think there's a bit of pride and ego that gets involved, and it starts to wear you down a little bit. I'm just not sure that this version of Steven Gerrard is the guy that Rangers need right now.